We now want to begin in KCK, a detective killed in the line of duty. And tonight, the man suspected of shooting him remains in the hospital.
It started as a carjacking near the Kansas Speedway, and soon after it grew into several crime scenes across the metro.
We have live extensive team coverage tonight. We want to begin with 41 Action News reporter Lexi Suter, who is learning more about the detective. Lexi.
Yeah, Rhiannon, and several people I've talked to tonight are just truly in a state of shock. They can't even put words together. They say it's unreal that this even happened. I did talk to a couple who lives right next door to the Lancaster family. They said they saw Brad out with his two little girls just over the weekend. Brad Lancaster was a detective, a husband, and a father. Born in Weston, Missouri, he had been with the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department since 2007.
He's outside with his kids playing all the time, games, with squirting them with the hose, swinging them.
Helen and Paul live next door to the Lancasters. They tell me his desire to serve his community went far beyond the uniform.
He was cutting our grass for us. And he apologized because he didn't get it cut soon enough.
He'd do anything in the world for you. You didn't have to ask. He would just volunteer.
Leaders across the community expressing sadness. Mayor Mark Holland writes, this detective demonstrated bravery and his sworn commitment to keeping us safe. The KCK Fraternal Order of Police asking for thoughts for the police department and the young family Lancaster leaves behind. And the Piper School District, where Lancaster's children attend school, will have members of its crisis team available for students and families beginning Tuesday.
We're still in shock.
Yeah,
we are.
It
really happened. It's unreal that his life was taken so young with all the small children and in line of duty.
The family of Brad Lancaster and his friends close to him are asking for privacy during this terribly awful time. Tomorrow night, though, in Kansas City, Kansas, at the City Hall at 7:30, there will be a public candlelight vigil. We've got more information about that on our website at KSHB.com. Reporting live tonight in Kansas City, Kansas, Lexi Suter, 41 Action News.
A true hero indeed, Lexi. Thank you. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, going out to KCK and everyone who knew him. In a statement released just 30 minutes ago, the Fraternal Order of Police said, quote, Detective Lancaster placed his life at risk so that we would be safe. And in the end, he made the ultimate sacrifice for us. We celebrate Detective Lancaster's life and his commitment to the cause of justice. He will never be forgotten.
Just a few hours ago, police reopened 71 Highway after the shootout with the suspect. The incident shut down that highway right at Bannister for several hours. Police shot Curtis Ayers as he tried to carjack a woman. 41 Action News reporter Dia Wald has the details about the suspect and the victim's conditions.
Yeah, Mike, that's right. The Kansas City carjacking victim is in stable condition here at Research Medical. The suspect, Curtis Ayers, is also in stable condition here, but police tell me he's not leaving anytime soon. This all began near the Kansas Speedway just after noon.
Right here at the corner is when we made contact. The suspect then ran through the field here.
KCK police say that's when Curtis Ayers shot Detective Brad Lancaster multiple times.
He was a seasoned officer.
From there, officers say Ayers stole the detective's car, then crashed near the Legends. That's when he carjacked another vehicle with two children inside. Police say he then drove to Basor, where he walked into a home and made several demands.
Money and alcohol and, I don't know, a few other demands that he wanted and held Jeff at gunpoint.
After stealing a car from the garage, police in Kansas City caught up with him when he crashed near 71 Highway and Bannister Road. Police say Ayers shot and tried to carjack another woman there.
At which time, Kansas City, Missouri Police Department officers made contact with that individual and shot that individual.
Now, Ayers is in custody, a relief to police and people in several communities tonight.
This individual was very dangerous. We are so happy that this individual is in custody.
It's just a very weird thing. There's some crazy people in this world.
Kansas City police tell me they're working with KCK police to go ahead and file charges against Curtis Ayers. I'm told that's expected to happen tomorrow. Live in Kansas City, Dia Wall, 41 Action News.
Dia, thank you. Tonight, for the first time, we are hearing the scanner traffic for emergency responders responding to the scene. Listen as an officer calls in shortly after shots started being fired at the scene near 71 Highway in Bannister. Well, the person saying that the officer is hit and is suspected killer Curtis Ayers.
And that suspect, Curtis Ayers, is no stranger to police. 41 Action News investigator Andy Alcock dug into his past.
The suspect in this case, 28-year-old Curtis Ayers, has a long criminal history dating back to his teen years in North Carolina. But none of that history is violent in nature. Most recently in Kansas last year, he was convicted in a 2014 case of abandoning a child less than 16 years old and trying to flee from a law enforcement officer. He was released from custody in January. Ironically, he posted a picture of his two young children on his Facebook page just yesterday. Court records show before moving to Kansas, Ayers had been in and out of jail multiple times in North Carolina. Records there date back to 2004. They include time served for larceny and burglary. I'm investigator Andy Alcock, 41 Action News.